So I just had umbilical hernia surgery less than 24 hours ago. And I realized throughout this whole process that I handle it way differently compared to back in the day when life hits you with a slap like this. An unfortunate event that you're really not looking forward to. So I thought about it and I want to share my insights in this video. So let's get right into it. Back in the day, man, I used to stress when things happened, even something as small as an exam. I would prepare for it, study for it, but when the day came, I was stressing because I wanted to perform. I was worried about the results. That stress actually, of course, had a negative effect on the outcome of that test. So after that happened for years, I started reflecting on, am I doing everything I can? Because I'm studying right, I'm preparing right, then why am I stressing? Well, maybe I'm procrastinating. Well, maybe I'm not doing everything I can. So I started doing everything I can. And in doing so, you would think, okay, now the test comes and I'm not stressing. I still was stressing because I did everything I can and didn't want to fail. So test comes, still stressing. Of course, the result isn't as high as it could have been. The mindset shift came when I realized that doing everything you can is focusing on what you can control. Stressing about the result after that is focusing on what you can't control. So the gift you give yourself by doing everything you can is not having to focus on what you cannot control. Now you can say, okay, but for an exam that's easy, for a surgery that isn't. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine. But my answer to that is why. That's a self-limiting belief. A test is something you're not looking forward to as a surgery. A test is something you're hoping for the best result. Well, surgery the same. And a test is something you can prepare for, and so is surgery. Those things across the board are the same. Ergo, you can treat them the same. Whether you're going to or not is dictated by the logic you apply. These things that I said, those are facts. You can focus on those facts. And so I did. So for surgery, it meant that I was going to focus on what does it entail? How can I prepare for it? How does it influence and impact my life? I go to the gym 6 times a week. I'm an active person. How can I deal with these things? What do I have to look at in terms of recovery? How can I improve and speed up recovery? Peptides came into play. I'm like, okay, what are peptides? Let's research those. What's a peptide protocol that might work? Then connective tissue, because of course you get cut up, so it needs to heal again. So you look into collagen. What foods promote growth? What can I look at in terms of inflammation? How can I stop inflammation or reduce it? How can I improve the way I recover? These things are all things that you can influence. I made sure to leave no stone unturned. So by the time I was laying on that operating table, the nurse was literally surprised that my heart rate didn't budge. It was low. And so she said, I can tell you're not nervous. And I said, yeah, you're right. And she was intrigued. Despite the fact that so many people are laying on an operating table in this clinic, day in and day out, she asked me that question because it's a rare feat to be a moment away from being cut up and put under, and still your heart rate doesn't budge. But it's because I believed in the work I did. I simply, in that moment, realized that I did everything I can, and the rest is not in my hands. That just is life as it happens. And it's futile to worry about it. That mindset shift is so powerful. If you then pair it with your identity, which can be formed by a mission, you're unstoppable. I'm sitting here today in front of you because I have a mission. Right now, I'm in pain. Right now, I am suffering. Right now, I don't feel like speaking. Yet I'm here sharing my message. Is that the comfortable route to take? No, it isn't. But none of those things matter if you've got meaning to your life. Something that's bigger than you and drives you forward. It can shape the way you act, shape the way you think about yourself, shape the way you handle these adversities. I'll give you an example. We all know Conor McGregor, for example. That man believed from day one, as he was a plumber and he had nothing, that he was going to be a champion. And so, say he's on a run to the title, yeah? And he faces some adversity, gets injured, or he loses. He says, you know what? That sucked. I learned from it. I'm one step closer to the title. Now you have some other guy that also wants to be somewhat good at MMA, but he doesn't really believe that he's going to be a champion. If he loses or gets injured, for him it's confirmation that he's never going to be a champion. He'll tell himself, you know what? I'm injured right now. I told you I can't be a champion. I knew it. I lost. I knew it. I can't be a champion. So your identity dictates the frame that you put those adversities in. Your point of view gets changed the moment you add meaning to your life. I've got a mission bigger than myself. So the suffering, the comfort, it doesn't matter. I'll keep showing up because I've got something that's bigger than all those things. Now, if you combine those things, truly, something as sucky as surgery can become something that's not such a big deal. If anything, it's confirmation that I'm one step closer to where I want to be. And I would love for y'all to operate from the same frame. Because that's how the greatest comebacks are made. And this is going to be yet another awesome comeback. So, see you in the next one, guys.